Happy
Hello,
Monday!
everybody. Yes, happy Monday. And if you're on the East Coast, happy rainy Monday.
Hello,
This
Kraken. Hello, Kaz.
Guys, this is the first rainy season, though, first rainstorm since COVID that I haven't had the head affected. So maybe it's gone away.
That's good.
Because it's supposed to rain for 2 days. Improvement. It's supposed to rain for 2 days in a row here. Oof. Although we needed it. It's been such a dry summer, we needed it. So, but, yeah.
Yeah, I had the rain the last 2 days and sent it towards you.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much, Claudia. Your rain, your weather, yeah, today is mine like 2 days from now, yeah. Oh goodness. How is everybody out there? I hope you're having we had a good weekend at least. Anything interesting? I did nothing. I did nothing all weekend. I didn't even go sourcing. I did nothing. I sat on my rumpus room.
Hung a lot of pictures.
I saw, oh my gosh, I love the gallery wall.
Yeah, got my gallery wall up, and then the opposite bit of a wall, I finished that up, and almost all the art on the opposite wall is my daughter's. She does bright colors in her art, and so I've got a whole, so if I turn one way, I see all my pink and feminine things. If I turn the other way in bed, I see these bright, colorful, happy things.
It's so pretty. If you guys haven't seen it, you have to go check our Instagram page out. It's really, really awesome. You did a good job. If it feel nice to get like a little bit more settled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kaz. I know, right? Her color rocks today. The color of her hair. I love it. That's good. I'm glad.
This is a different brand than I normally use. So it doesn't like spike up as well as the other one. The other one's a hair wax. This one's just like a coconut oil based color. So it still washes out fairly quickly, but like it doesn't cover up the dark parts like my other one does. But I need to use up all these little samples. I've got to use them up. Hi, Bridget.
I think it's cool though. I love that it's like this pale little streak going.
Yeah, because the white in my hair picks it up more than the rest of my hair.
I love it. It is a pretty color.
I got the white.
That's cool though. It's like really, really neat. I was binging 80s shows yesterday, and Pretty in Pink was one of them. And you just like
I love Pretty.
All I could think about was you yesterday because we were watching Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But Pretty in Pink made me think of you. Hey, Angela. How is everyone doing? Bridget's got her caps locks on. I love that. I love that. If we have somebody who's going to hang around, if somebody could be a mod, that would be awesome. And enter stops and starts. We would really appreciate that, because I don't know if I could do it. I just have my phone. I didn't bring in my computer today because I have big stuff on my desk today, and I didn't want to knock anything over. Oh, I'm sorry you're not having a good day. Monday suck.
Aww.
Sending you a virtual hug. Ooh, I like the cup. That's different.
Well, my daughter got that for me. It's got water in it.
But
it's that metal, so the ice like doesn't melt. So my water stays cold. I love it. Love it.
Oh no! Oh, okay. No cute emojis. I can't do them on my phone. I'm phone inept. I'm phone inept. I can't. I have the hardest time doing anything on YouTube on my phone. It just, we don't work out. Phones and me don't work out. Because for years, I told Claudia this, I didn't have a phone. I only recently, within the last year, have owned a phone. Never owned a cell phone. Little known fact.
Which is crazy to me because I do everything on my phone and don't own a computer.
Yeah, and I'm the opposite. I love my computer. I will do everything on my computer. Then I have to go to the phone and I'm like, damn it, it doesn't work like my computer does. Now I got to figure out something else. Oh, that's irritating. Oh, well, we will start with what we learned about Ellie Smith Glass, because we did learn some interesting, fun fact, more than I think we did in Viking Glass, if I'm honest. I know, isn't it gorgeous, Bridget? I love her backdrop. It shows off her pretty glass so much. Love it.
Also, everything here is going to be for sale on Wednesday morning, on my Wednesday morning coffee and chat. So I'm giving you a preview.
Is that a tray behind you? I'm coming in closer. Is that a tray behind you?
That is
Or
a
is it-
dar tray.
It is. I love them. I think
I
they're
have a
really.
very
I think.
fall theme going on here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the books are cool too. Gotta love books. Gotta love books. I have something about hard copies. What was it that my son was always like? Nobody owns DVDs anymore, Mom. Why do you own that? Like my whole lower entertainment cabinet is loaded with DVDs. Why do you own DVDs? In case the internet goes out. That's why I own DVDs.
Yep. Me too.
So I can just
Or
get up and pop it in.
like I want to watch the Harry Potter movies, but they're not streaming on the two things that I pay for. Not
Yep.
going to pay for a new streaming. I'm going to watch it on the DVD.
That's right. That's exactly
I
it.
own CDs too. Well, I still have cassette tapes, so
Yeah, we own both because our radio system is a record player, CD player. It looks like old timey. Plays. Yeah. We own those too. We own those too. He's like, nobody watches that anymore. I'm like, I do. I can be old. I'm okay with being old. Oh goodness.
Bridget wanted to know what your shirt says.
What?
Bridget wants to know what your shirt says.
Oh, it says God Save the Queen. God Save the Queen. I didn't see that. Thank you, because I totally missed that. God Save the Queen. I was in a British punk mood today. I don't know.
Lori.
Don't know why. So today we're going to talk about Ellie Smith Glass. Now, Ellie Smith Glass is Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, and was in operation from 1907 to 2010. So not all Ellie Smith is vintage. Keep that in mind. It's 2010. It's really not that long ago. Hey, how you doing, Sabrina? So originally, pre-1958, because after 1958, everything changed. Pre-1958, they did pressed glass, and they swore they were authentic reproductions of earlier classic glassware. 1958, they made a dramatic departure from that. And like I said, they threw out pressed glass because they didn't. They started producing this line originally it was called Soft Simplicity, which reminds me of yarn. If there are knitters and crocheters out there, you know what I mean about that yarn. This line was in production from 1958 to 1976. And it was, and this is in quotes, so I have to make sure I get this right, striking handcrafted modern vases and pitchers. Now, if you look at them, and I'll show you guys some pictures later, they look like Viking. They look like Kanawa glass. I know I said it wrong, Angela. It's okay. I apologize. So it looks like that. You could easily mistake a piece of Ellie Smith because we're used to seeing Ellie Smith. What's the first thing that pops in everyone's mind? Moon and stars. No pictures of that. Buddy will tell you why later. So they later shortened the Soft Simplicity to just Simplicity. So the Simplicity line was their biggest selling line. It competed with Viking's Epic line. It looked a lot like Viking's Epic line. And the swung vases were a huge part of that. So some of their vases were as big as 60 inches tall. That's 5 feet tall. And they made those to kind of compete with Blanco, the floor vases, to kind of compete with that popular theme that was going on. Viking's Epic line did come out a year before the Simplicity line did. And many of them, like I said, are very, very similar. What's different are the colors. Now, the common colors are bittersweet, which is an orangey milk glass. We all know what that looks like. It looks like candy corn, right? The green, the amber, the amethyst, and the flame. The flame is an amberina. It's a different type of amberina, I guess. I don't know what heat sensitive means in amberina. So if somebody knows what heat sensitive, I guess don't put it next to your stove. That's what I'm gonna take a wild shot and guess. The rarer colors are their milk glass in the Simplicity line. Are their milk glass, the ruby red, the yellow, and the crystal. And the rarest of all was made for 1 year and 1 year only, 1961. It is a lilac, which is a purple milk glass. I will show you what the lilac looks like. So right down here, that's their lilac. That, oops,
That
next one
is
over is the bit.
stunning.
Isn't it really pretty? Oh my gosh, I am now on the hunt for that. But wouldn't it be better to get one in a swung vase? Check out the swung vase.
Mm.
That's the swung vase right there. So they had huge success with their swung bases. So I thought I'd show you my Ellie Smith swung base. This is it. This is in the amethyst. And you can tell by the bottoms. The bottoms all kind of had this bulbous look to that. So I love the Ellie Smith ones. I'll show you the pictures. You'll see what I mean. They all have that bulbousy bottom to down there. So very, very, very cool. Oh, no, I know that. It was just the heat set. I guess it was just super, super sensitive Amberina glass. So Claudia found out some good stuff too.
I wonder if the color wasn't stable. So if it was subjected
Yeah.
to heat, it would continue to change the color.
That's it. That's
Amberina.
and listen, no moon and stars in my book, guys. Not one. Not one moon and star picture. And I couldn't figure out why. And Claudia clued in. So she'll tell you all about that.
So I was doing the research and I'm reading the history, and not once is moon and stars popping up. And I'm like, but that's what they're known for. They're known for moon and stars. So I ended up on Moon and Stars collector websites and figured out why. When they started making moon and stars items, they were contracting with LG Wright. LG Wright had the molds that they were using. And then they contracted with Weischer, who owned the molds. Never at any time did Ellie Smith own the molds to Moon and Stars, even though that's what they're fairly well known for.
It's kind of
and
mind-blowing.
Weischer still obviously owns the molds today. They're still producing it. All Weischer glass produced right now will have, is it Weischer or W on the imprinted in the glass? So you cannot mistake current Moon and Stars for vintage Moon and Stars. It will have Weischer or a W on the bottom, so you'll know that it's current Moon and Stars.
Okay, that's just mind blowing. So any of the Simplicity, which was their biggest, most produced line. I mean, they were producing it for almost 20 years. Is vintage, and that is the Ellie Smith you want. So you want the Simplicity stuff, which is going to look like your Viking and your Kanawha glass. The colors are going to be different, though. Like, Viking got fun with their color names. We had fun. They had fun with their color names too. It was, what does it say? Let's see. That's why Fenton's ruby glass often looks like it. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Geneva. See, we all learned together. So instead of blue, like, Viking has blue neek. Ellie Smith is called peacock blue. Viking had permescent. And Ellie Smith had bittersweet. Although bittersweet and the lilac, I did not really realize this. I don't know why. It was a milk glass. It's actually a milk glassy texture. Very interesting. Oh, cool. Glad to hear that.
Thanks, Bridget.
Nice. Okay.
So what I find interesting about Ellie Smith is that the founder worked for the McKee Jeanette Company before founding Ellie Smith, and he leased his first building from McKee Jeanette and basically continued doing what he'd been doing for McKee Jeanette, but now under his own name. And then in 1909, they purchased their own building, which was a building from Anchor Glass Company. And when they first started out in the early 1900s, they produced a lot of utilitarian glass. So like headlight lenses for Model Ts, glass coffee percolator domes, juice reamers, salt and pepper shakers, that kind of stuff. The vault lights that were seen on sidewalks were produced by Ellie Smith. And then there was something else. Somebody was interviewed who had who knew the president of the company in the 80s, and the president of the company had told her that they had 100 to 200 imperial molds that they had been using. And this is what we talk about, why it's so hard to identify glass, because molds were stolen, they were borrowed, they were taken by one glassmaker to another company when they left that company. So in the 80s, the president of the company stated they had 100 to 200 imperial molds, and they had a whole bunch of McKee molds from the 50s. So this is why, unless it's clearly marked on the bottom, we don't like to say, well, it's this company, because the molds just went back and forth and were copied. And actually, Moon and Stars was copied from glass that was made in the 1800s and called something totally different. So it was they were making reproduction of a glass that was made in the 1800s under a different name, and it was still Moon and Stars. Fenton had their own version of Moon and Stars. So that's why we don't like to say, well, this is this, because unless it's clearly marked, we can't really know for sure. There was one more thing. Oh, they produced a line that they called Fayette that was sold at Kmart in the 60s.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to tell them the Macy's catalog.
Nugget.
How much was this in Macy's back in the day?
So I came across an ad from Macy's showing these kind of vases, and they were $1.98 to $11.98 when they were originally sold.
Yes, I know. It's one of those, what? The Kmart thing is cool though. Like, you don't realize how glass is this spreading viral thing that just goes out. That's why it's interesting to read about, to learn about. Because it is. We don't value glass, I think, as much now as everybody did back in the day. And I think maybe tides are starting to shift a little bit where we are starting to value glass a lot more because we have plastic. So I'm hoping that kind of changes. Fingers crossed. You know, but now most of the glass producers are small ones. So you can walk by small hand-blown. I've seen a lot of those starting to pop up again, like hand-blown glass. Who wants to learn how to I want to do it. I want to actually try it. Just once.
I've always been fascinated and scared by hand-blown glass.
God save the Queen of Kmart. Yes. Kmart and I have a love-hate relationship. There were too many injuries that happened at Kmart for me when I was a kid.
My first job was at Kmart. I was a cashier when I was 16.
Bless you. My Kmart was a dump. It was a tiny little dump. Wasn't all that great. And there are still a few holdouts in New England. I know there are. So we will get us started here. And I'm going to let Claudia go first. And if anybody has no problem putting in the stops and starts, that would be awesome, because I can't figure out how to do it. Isn't that fabulous?
I can do it if nobody can, but if you can do it, let us know. Because I do have, I think, 5 offer-ups today, just to give you guys an opportunity. Okay, my first piece is this little Fenton hobnail ruffle piece. It's the little one. I sold the one in blue. I still have the one in green, and then I found one in milk glass. It says Fenton, so it was made after 1970, and it is just under 3.5 inches. So your basic that goes with everything. So you can move this from one season to the next. I like to put little holiday picks in these so you can change it out. Right now, I would put fall leaves in it. And then beginning of October, I would put some spooky things in it. And then, of course, in Christmas, everything red and green. So little Fenton milk glass hobnail ruffle vase, $8, number 6. $8, number 6. My second item is this blue Milk of Magnesia. And it's the Phillips Chemical Company. It says USA on the bottom, so it was made here. Now, I did get it pretty clean, but there is still some, hi, Rebecca, is still some in the very bottom. There's some dust where it's set without a lid on a shelf forever. I did soak it in vinegar, so it looks pretty good besides that little bit of bottom,
It
that little
does.
bit of dirt on the
I've had one of
bottom.
those before. They're not easy to clean.
It is 7 inches tall. I just cleaned it today. I mean, I just dumped the vinegar out today, so it's still a little wet inside. But 7 inches tall. If you like the old bottles, I love that this is embossed in there.
Yeah.
So, Milk of Magnesia bottle, $8, number 13. $8, number 13. And those are my two.
And that's a way that you know those bottles are older because they're embossed. And that the milk of
And
magnesia is so
made in the USA.
yeah, and made in the USA. Okay, first up, I have my only piece of Ellie Smith that I am selling today, and my only piece of black glass. I thought I had more, but I only have one. So I have the Ellie Smith, and I'm going to call them nymphs. They're called lots of different things, but they're on the trophy, so it's like a loving cup. It has the square bottom, no chips or cracks, little ruffled top there. Hey, Margot! Great little hand. I love this piece. It's so, the ladies on the front are awesome. So I love this piece. So height-wise, it is, let's see, we're going 7 inches. So it's 7 inches tall. Let me see how big it is. And I'm going to do a flat price on it. So we're going to do $20, number 85. $20, number 85 for the black glass. I'm going to hold back some black glass too, because I'll probably be putting it up around Halloween. Claudia and I were talking about that. Hey, Warren. Okay, next up, I
And you
have.
got Rebecca
Oh,
for 85.
I see her. I see her now. You're faster than me today. I'm so slow today. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay. Next up, I have a set of two. Now, these were very hard to identify. I came up with Indiana glass as a possibility on these. So you're going to get two. Here's two of these little milk glass, and they even have little tiny nubby feet, which I think is cool. Like a leaf pattern around the top, and then on the bottom, I mean, why even bother? But they did. They put a flower on the bottom, which I think is so pretty. So they can sit. You can have them sit out if you want to display them as such, I suppose, so you can see the little flower. But they're just neat little catch-all bowls, neat little dip bowls. I think they're really pretty for the fall for the leaves. You can have some fun with those. So you're going to get the set of two. No chips, no cracks, no condition issues. And for the set of two, it is going to be $10, number 93. $10, number 93 for the set of milk glass bowls. And they are thicker, so I think they're from like the 70s. So we're going to move Miss Claudia back over.
All right. This little vase, I think, is perfect for fall and Halloween displays. Hand blown, satin glass. It's just a little thing, little over 3.5 inches tall. Just reminds me of a candy corn.
Yes.
I love the color shift in it. And I don't know, I didn't check it. This one does not have any cadmium in it. There is zero glow in this one. So this little vase, $10, number 5. $10, number 5. And I think it would just be so cute in a Halloween display. My next item, I always like to bring you guys the really good stuff first. Eventually, I will either sell on eBay or Mercari, but I like to bring it here first. So these are an offer up starting at $50, and they are for choice. These are the McKee 6-inch shakers. So not the 4-inch that we're all used to. The 4-inch would have the words across the middle. The 6-inch had them up here. The last one of these that sold for $175. So that is why these are starting at $50. I got a great deal on them. They're starting at $50. I just have the pepper and the flower. I don't believe these are the original shakers because this one doesn't have a shaker top at all. But these are McKee. They are in my Kitchen Glassware of the Depression Years book.
I have that book. It's another great book, people. You should get it.
Yeah. So here they are sitting next to the canisters. So right here. And the person with this collection only had the pepper and the sugar, not the salt or the flour. I've only got the pepper and the flour. But here is the 4-inch. Over all the way over here. Those are the 4-inch. And they did do a smaller salt and pepper.
Like tabletop
here.
one.
But the 6-inch are very rare.
Yeah, they're very hard to find.
Because you can't even find one for sale right now at all.
Yeah.
Not on Etsy, Ari, or eBay.
Those are amazing. And the fact that the lettering is still there increases their value too,
Yeah.
because a lot of times the lettering was.
That one that sold for $175, that flower, barely had any of the lettering left at all. Here's the bottom. So there is I believe it's probably a little bit of rust staining on the bottom. I did wash them, but that was as clean as I could get them. That's the flower one. And then here's the pepper.
I love these so much.
It does have a little black spot here that is in the glass. Like I could not get that off, and it's in the glass.
It has a freckle.
And the bottom of this one looks really nice and clean. They have no chips or cracks, but there is somewhere around both of their edges.
These were huge.
The inside of the pepper.
And see, I love them. If you have a black and white kitchen, a modern-esque kitchen, and then you throw these in, oh, looks so cool. Because I
knew they were pretty fantastic when I picked them up. I just had no idea how rare they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're watching the replay and you're interested, you can always email me. All right, we're going to move along.
I can tap them. I know, it's very tempting, right? I have them in the salt and pepper 4-inch bikini with the Roman arches and the script. And they look, because I have a black and white kitchen and they're black and they look amazing out in a modern kitchen. They give it a little bit more of that old school vibe, which I like. Okay. Next up, I have this is my tiny guy today. I have a tiny, tiny, tiny little hen on nest. What do you want to see? I think it's really cute.
I love it.
He's adorable. Let me take this top off. Now it's milk glass, and then I don't know, it's painted or there is paint on it, but it is a milk glass and it is painted that green because we have the little red eyes there too. That it's there, but it is coming. It's just starting to kind of come off. But I think it gives him a zombie chicken vibe. So here is my zombie chicken, little baby hen on nest. He is 2 inches. So itty bitty guy. Really cute. No chips, no cracks. I am not certain who made this. I've seen it was listed as Indiana. I saw it listed as, I think, Westmoreland. I think even. I can't say for certain because there's so many of these that are made. Sometimes you can tell by the tails or the heads or the beading across the bottom, but that's usually the bigger ones. So if you're interested in my little guy here, my little zombie chicken, he's going to be $15, number 75. $15, number 75 for him. And for some reason, these little guys go for way more than the big guys do.
Yeah, they do. Because I've only got 2 in my collection, and they're not cheap.
No, the little ones are a lot more expensive than the bigger ones. Okay. Up next, I have a very large piece of Imperial uranium glass. I have this in the smaller one. It was my mother-in-law's. Lived in their house. Actually, it was probably my husband's great-grandmother's, and it's still living in our house today. So this is Imperial glass. It does glow. It is a 3-footed dish, And this goes for a lots of monies, but it has a chip. It has the feet. I know this one here is not rounded, it's flat, but it sits fine. So I don't know if you can even see. Well, let me try it this way. There, they're rounded and rounded, but this one right here, he's flat-footed. But it does stand and it does glow beautifully. It does glow. I'm not gonna turn my light off, but it does glow really, really pretty. And it is a big boy. This one is 10 inches across. The one I have, I think, is 5. The other one I have is 5. 10 inches across, Imperial uranium candy dish. And if you're interested in this guy, he's going to be $20, number 87. $20, number 87 on this beauty. And those are Matsu. Let me just put this down. I bought the big stuff. I don't know what I was thinking this week. Obviously, I wanted to torture myself during shipping.
Yeah. Also on that round, Nikki was like, I'm just going to bring things that Claudia collects. Little chickens and uranium glass. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So this is going to be an offer up starting at $15.
Oh, I love these.
It's the Stars and Bars Big Mama Jamma Fairy Lamp. And I've got one of my color changing lights in it. I've got this one in amber in my collection, and I've got this with an amber top and a clear base that I married the pieces together. But this one is the only one I've ever had that came with the candle holder inside.
Oh, yeah.
I knew they did that because there's clearly the lip here for something to fit in there. But this is the first time I've ever actually picked one up with it inside. So it's got one of my little color changing tea lights, which I will include. But I love these. This one is 7 inches tall. So if you're not familiar with these, I think the Viking owls are skinnier but taller. But I think these are like the biggest of the fairy lamps.
I haven't had a pagoda one. You've had a pagoda one, right? Is it bigger than the pagoda? Is it pagoda?
Oh yeah, it's bigger than the pagoda. Yep.
Yeah, I know those are huge. And I got you, Angela.
So no chips or cracks. Not even inside.
Nope. Here we go.
No chips, no cracks here. I just love these. I see Kraken at 15. Angela, that's the last purchase for the new. Sure it is.
I love these nice big ones.
Yeah, I do too. And I've said it before, but with a real candle in here and the flame flickering, it throws such pretty light around the room. And there's Lori at 20. Yeah, I love them so much. I own 2.
Yeah.
After I got it all scrubbed up, because it was pretty dirty when I had picked it up. It was pretty dusty. And I'm like, look how good it looks now. It's clean. My mom's like, oh.
Yeah, she likes her clear glass.
And then she goes, would you trade me for one of the other ones? And I'm like, no, I already advertised it, lady. She should have snagged it when I showed it to her all dirty. All right, I'm going to start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'll put the stop in when I see myself holding my finger up.
That's what I usually do. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't bring my computer with me today. Thank you, Kaz. That's fine. I like people put effort into their names. Do you know what I mean? I have no problem using their
there's
names.
the stop.
All right. Awesome. Congrats, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Kaz. Thank you so much. Kaz is playing our ender for us. Thank you.
All right. Lori for $20. Okay, Kaz, do you want to put this one's going to be an offer up starting at 15 if you want to put that in for me.
How did your niece not steal this one from you?
When we found it, she thought that she already had it in her collection. So this is Imperial glass. And it is, I can't remember. It's a rose pattern, but they had a specific name for it. Open rose, I think is the pattern. Open rose.
Yes. Open
so
rose.
It had 2 roses and then it has some rosebuds. That was the pattern. And I don't remember if marigold was a specific company color. Marigold might have been a specific color to Indiana glass. So I'm not sure what Imperial called this, but no chips, no cracks.
Because Westmoreland called theirs Sunset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every company called it something different.
Yeah.
Little bit more than 8 inches across. And it says 3 inches tall. It's just in beautiful shape.
And I love how it's lighter colored on the outside.
Yeah.
And
I
then
knew
the
it
orange.
wasn't Indiana glass because they don't have this lighter color on the outside. It makes it look more delicate.
Yes. And it almost looks like there's a flower inside with the orange. Like you can see almost like petals, just what it looks like on the camera. It's awesome.
Yeah. And the flower is on both sides. Like you can feel it was imprinted on both sides. It's not just one side. So pretty.
I'm addicted to Carnival glass. I love Carnival glass. My problem is every time I get it, I end up by selling it and not keeping it.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
I only have one piece of Carnival glass, and that's because it was gifted to me.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Usually my niece snatches it up, and I never even get to bring it to sales. But yeah, she thought she already had this bowl, so I was able to buy it when we were out. And all right, if there's no interest, that was my 2.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, I picked this up hoping upon hope that it would glow. It doesn't glow, unfortunately, but it does have that slight greenish uranium green tinge to it. It doesn't glow though. There it is. I was very sad. It doesn't glow. We just get the purple light flashing around. No real glow at all. So it's a bummer, but I still thought it was really pretty, especially since we're coming up on the fall and it has that eerily ghosty, green to it. I did try it a super dark room, still couldn't make it do anything. We had conversations. It was happy with how it was. So don't change me. But I have no idea who makes it. There's no marking, but it is a piece of pressed glass. You can see the seam right there and here. So it's 2-piece. It is a nice chunky monkey piece too, and it would look really pretty with some fall decorations in it and then carry over into the winter. And, you do you. I just like my planters, so I pick them up when I see them. So this one will be $8, number 78. $8, number 78 for my I Wish It Glowed planter. Hoo-hoo.
You know what I'm picturing? Halloween costume, and you're like, you got your chalice.
Yes! Oh my goodness. You walk
around drinking your blood out of it all night.
This doesn't sell. That's what I'm doing, because every year for Halloween I make a pot of spiked cider. So I get apple cider and I spike it with all sorts of fun stuff. I'm gonna do that. I think it would hold some warm cider. I'm just saying. I think it would hold some warm cider.
I think that'd be.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. Either that or I'll send it to Angela. Angela, you listening? I'll send it to her. That'll be her chalice of glory. When you do D&D, Angela. I'm not picking on you. I love you. Okay. Next up, this is an Avon piece, and I'm bringing this because back to school's here. This is the Remember When desk, and that's just a little sticker from the person I picked it up from. It's not a price sticker. So this is filled. So if you want it filled, I'll send it to you filled because they are worth more. When we did Avon, we talked about it. If you have the box and if they're full. So if you want it, and it's like nobody's ever opened it. So this is 4 ounces of Somewhere cologne. I can't even open it. I
No,
was gonna open it and
don't
smell it.
smell it. Don't do it.
I had when I did the whatnot, I had a whatnot Avon sale, and I sold a couple of them that were full. I had to dump them down my drain. Oh my Lord. It smelled like it smelled. It just smelled bad. So it's a cute little desk. So you have amber glass here, and then it's got the little apple on the top, and the little desk seat folds down. This part's the plastic bit. So it's really, really cute. It is. So, maybe you do a little back to school thing. I think these would be cute. If you collect them, they'd be really neat to put little name cards on there, like little place cards, because of the way the seat is. So with the box, which has some fantastic graphics, I have to say. Really nice graphics on the box as well. And the box is in fabulous condition. Sorry, that one word was really loud. I apologize. So if you're interested in the Avon piece, it is really cute. I do think it's really neat. It's going to be $5, number 90. $5, number 90 for my Remember When Avon piece. And if you get it and you want the stuff in it, let me know if it smells horrible. Just saying.
I've
Probably
never
does.
seen that one before. I love that the desk
The
part,
seat.
the seat part goes up and down. I love that.
I think it's adorable. Just me though.
All right. My next item is a Davy Crockett mug. Now, from what I found, it's probably Hazel Atlas. This is in really, really good condition. There's no wear, so I don't believe that it was used and washed often. No chips, no cracks. It's very clean on the inside. Here's the bottom. And these are the little ones, so they didn't even hold 8 ounces. Like this would have held 6 ounces. But like I said, I don't believe it was used, because if it had been used and washed often, this would have had wear on it, and it is in really, you can feel it. It is in excellent condition. So if you collect these little things, I saw that, Kaz.
Old person.
This one is going to be $12, number 14. $12, number 14 for the little Davy Crockett mug. And Kaz, my next item is a $15 offer up, if you can put that in for me. And I brought some black glass.
Oh my God, I
These
love those.
are Indiana Glass Diamond Point, and they're true black, not amethyst. And they are candle holders. But I think for Halloween, there is so much you could do with these.
You got Bridget for 14.
So
I think was that the number you had just before?
awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Bridget. So because they're deep candle holders, I mean, you've got almost 2.5 inches of depth inside the candle holder. You could put like a bunch of suckers in here. You could do a little assemblage. I just think there's so much you could do with them, or put orange or red candles in, depending on what you decorate for Halloween. No chips, no cracks. They're both in really good condition. This one still has some wax in it. I gave it a good scrub, but man, it had a thin layer of wax that I'm still working at getting off. This one did not. So apparently they only burnt candle in one of them.
Yeah, I think they're English hobnail. Yeah, when they're the diamond, they can be like, but sometimes they're also called diamond point.
No, I don't think they're the English hobnail. I've had the
No.
English hobnail before. I think they're the diamond point. And hello, Bonnie's Creative Gift Ideas. And I see Kraken at 15.
And some of us use black and white at Christmas time. Just saying, it looks really pretty and classy at Christmas time. I
had an all black kitchen before I had kids. My dishes were all black. My wine glasses were clear on top with black stems. So even though now my life is an explosion of color, at one point this was very much my vibe. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the countdown. 10,
Ooh, I like that.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Ooh,
We will
crisp and
wait for
crackling.
Kaz to stop.
I am going to try. I might have to look into the red and black. That's kind of cool too. I have a thing for the black and white last year. Was absolutely gorgeous.
I did a white tree one year with black and red ornaments.
I'm gonna
So
have to
pretty.
try. I'm gonna have to try that. And there's the
All
stuff.
right. So Kraken wins those. Thank you so much. And that was
I'm
my
jealous.
two.
I'm jealous. Those are gorgeous. Jealous. It's black glass. Why would I want it? Okay. Next up, keeping with the themes as we're headed in. I told you it was my green and white and black sale today for some reason. I have, and this is the weirdest thing. All right. It is the derpiest, strangest looking cat I have ever seen in my life. And I know it's a cat, but look at its tail. That is the stumpiest little tail I think I've ever seen on one of these glass
Don't be
pieces.
mean to that alley cat. He's been through some stuff.
Yes. Oh my God. Was it Top Cat that I used to watch that cartoon? I used to love it. So he's got crooked little ears, and you can just see his little eye right there. He's got crooked little ears and a little eye, and it is a green to clear. So this bit here is clear. There you go. And then the back half of him is green. He is hand blown, not the neatest ponzo mark, I will say that. But you know, you make a cat. I don't think his feet are even funny. Look at his little nubby feet. So I like him. I thought he was derpy and cute. So he is 5.5 inches tall. So a small guy, 5.5 inches tall. So if you're interested in my green glass cat, it's going to be $12, number 91. $12, number 91 for my very strange green cat.
Kraken, that candy dish that made those is exquisite.
Yes.
I have seen it in antique stores. Never got my hand on one, but yeah, I can see why you would want it. Because the only black candy dish I have is this teeny tiny one
I don't have
to
one.
finish out my rainbow over here.
I would never sell that. That I wouldn't sell. But I'm selling one that's similar. I have a clear glass. Indiana Diamond Point candy dish. Now, I have another one that would have had a lid, that has the lid. I don't know if this had the lid or not. Because usually you can feel usually there's something, right? There's some little nick, crack, lip. There's nothing there, which is kind of awesome. It is, and I'm going to try to show the 3 seams. It is a 3-seam piece. 1, 2, and over here by my other finger is the third one. This I had dried roses, and I had them all sitting in here, and it looked really pretty. That's semi-creepy, but really pretty, and I really love this dish. And if you want to put like fairy lights in this, because it's the diamond point, it's got a sparkling glow. Ooh. I know I have one that has the lid, but this one doesn't have the lid, so it's lidless. It's lidless. This is 7.5 inches tall. So it is, like I said, I don't know what I was thinking today. I brought all my enormous pieces of glass because I wanted to torture myself later on.
I would fill that with candy corn.
Or it's the biggest champagne glass in the world. Oh wait,
Get
let's
the whole
double fist.
bottle in there. It's a party.
Double fist. Because it reminds me of a classy, champagne glass. So if you're interested in the candy dish, or open, now we're going to call it open candy dish, it's going to be $12, number 73. $12, number 73 for the Indiana Diamond Point candy dish, lidless, or really big champagne flute. You do you. No judgment zone. Nope.
All right. So my last offer up is starting at $20. So if Kaz can put that in for us. And it is these Fenton Hobnail salt and pepper. These are heavy.
Oh.
And like thick. There's not a lot of room in there for salt and pepper. Like it's super thick base. And I don't know why, but that is how they were made. I do believe these are the original lids, but there is some damage to the lid on the salt that I will show you. So right there is the damage to the lid on the salt. But no chips, no cracks on the shakers themselves. This was from that collection that lady had of her grandmother's where she had a bazillion pieces. She hadn't even gotten all of them out for sale yet. But I love that they're salt and pepper, black and white.
I love
and that is black glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Margot, I'd never seen it before either. And so I picked them up just cool and different because she had a ton of just pieces you could go to Goodwill and find, but she also had a bunch of pieces I'd never seen before. She had a 2-tier tray, milk glass tray. Holy cow. It was massive. I never in a million years would have wanted to have shipped it, but it was stunning. Just so many, and everything was hobnail. Her entire collection was hobnail milk glass. But yeah, when I looked them up, I did find that they were more rare to have the black for the pepper. And they're not small. So a little over 4 inches tall with the lids on. So 4 inches tall without the lid. I mean, here's how they compare in size to the McKee shaker.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can reach a regular shaker. But you know, regular table shakers are like, yeah, these are pretty big.
I love them.
And if there's no interest, we can move on. But if you're watching on the replay, feel free to email me to see if they are still available. And my last item of the day are these. And I found them at 2 different places, but on the same day. They hold the little tiny candles.
Oh, the little chime babies. Oh,
and I found they were made by a company called Biederman that I'd never heard of before. But yeah, they'll hold those little chime candles.
Oh.
So it's going to be one price for both. This one's a cat. And he is 2 3/4 inches, and the bear is 2 inches. The bear is smaller than the cat. Here's the bear.
Sorry, I fell asleep on the job.
So little tiny bear and cat hold those really thin little taper candles. $8 for both, number 7. $8, number 7, and that's the last item I've got today.
I think they're cute. They'd be cute for a little kid's birthday or for Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas. Really cute. Okay.
I would plop right on the center of the cake.
Yeah.
Especially for like your first birthday when they can't even blow the candles out anyway because they're little. Yeah, I think that would be really sweet.
I think it'd be adorable. I know my grandson would love it. He's addicted to birthday parties. You have to have cake. It has to have rainbow. He has rules. It has to have rainbow sprinkles. And you have to sing happy birthday at least 3 times. I don't know why 3, but you have to sing 3 times. He gets mad when we only sing once. Like, no, you only have to sing it once. You know, we don't have to keep singing. Oh my goodness, my charger's acting up. All right, I might have to flip it. Okay, so my last one, my phone might die. My last one, or my last round here, I have this tire. In the center is a piece of uranium glass. This is General.
My grandparents had one of those.
Oh, did they?
It wasn't uranium glass in the middle, but they had one of those ashtrays.
These are
my childhood.
They're so neat. I don't think it has a date on it. No, this is General Tire and Rubber Company, Akron, Ohio. And the center is uranium glass. so I'm going to try not to blind you all. But the center is uranium glass. It is an ashtray. It's a harder plasticky. It's not really rubber. It's almost like Hot Wheel tires. That's what I'm going to call it. So it is a cute little piece. It's something different. So we picked it up because I thought it was a little different. It's 5 inches across. So if you're looking for something different in your uranium collection, this would be fun. So if you're interested, this guy here is going to be $10, number 89. $10, number 89 for the tire ashtray. I cheated a little bit. It's glass, but it's got plastic on it. It's just different. And my last item, this is an E.O. Brody piece. Believe it or not, I find E.O. Brody a lot here. Don't know why, but I find a lot here. So I love this one because it reminds me of cake.
Oh, I've never seen that piece before.
I love this piece. And they did make this in a couple of different colors. I think one was a uranium. They did the milk glass, which this is. And I want to say clear was the other one. This looks fantastic with a pillar candle in it. Really, really good size for a pillar candle. And it's really pretty centerpiece. So 6 inches tall. 6 inches tall on this guy here. And it is in great shape.
I love the wave. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite. I've had this for a while, and it's been sitting in my center of my table with my black pillar candle, but I'm ready to let go. I am. And if you're interested in the milk glass compote, it's going to be $12, number 83. $12, number 83 on this one. This would look cool, too, if you had a flower frog and you did a little flower arrangement. I think that would look awesome. So that is my last one. Put this behind me. Anybody interested in a recap? Anybody? Because we can go through stuff, or we can just let it, because we're close to that hour mark. We always try to keep you guys at right around an hour. So if not, you can do the replay. We can always do the replay. You can go through and email us.
We did discuss which company for next week.
Oh, I know. That's right.
But we'll be talking about a new company next week because we're doing our series of glass companies right now. Oh, Becky wants a recap.
Yeah,
okay.
We can do a recap.
So I had the Fenton Milk Glass Hobnail Ruffled Base, the small one, no chips, no cracks. It was made after 1970 because it does say Fenton on the bottom. And that was $8, number 6. And I had the Milk of Magnesia bottle made in the USA. And I love that it was Phillips Chemical Company back then, because we always think Phillips Milk of Magnesia, but it was actually Phillips Chemical Company. $8, number 13. Hi, Jeannie. $8, number 13. And if you guys came in and I missed saying hi to you, hello, welcome. Thanks for being here with us.
And we don't penalize people for being late.
I had the little, very much candy corn vase, hand blown. This one was $10, number 5. My McKee 6-inch flour and pepper shakers were a choice. Offer up starting at $50. These are rare. You can look them up. The last one of these that I found that had sold was $175 for one.
And we don't toss around that word rare often, like if ever.
Yeah. I like to say hard to find, but these are pretty rare. And then last thing was the Carnival Glass Open Rose Pattern Bowl. This was made by Imperial Glass. That was an offer up starting at $15. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty.
It is pretty.
And that's all.
Okay. All right. I had a set of two, but I'll show you this up close. Little milk glass bowls. And I'm with you. I do put little snacks in them. I know somebody said that earlier. They got little leaves and a little flower on the bottom, 4 little nubby feet. They're really, really cute. Great for little dips. You do you. These were $10, number 93 for the set. And I had my Imperial Glass uranium candy dish, 3-footed. And I was warning people that 1 foot was flat. They have a rounder, foot to them. This foot is flat, but it glows beautifully. It is a triple seam. Here we go. And it does glow. And this was $20, number 87. $20, number 87 on this guy. And I had the Avon, the Avon Remember When little desk with the perfume still in it. I will dump it if you want me to. With the little flip down desk there. So this was $5, number 90 on that one. And the little planter that doesn't glow. It does have that ghostly green color to it. And now I'm really thinking of having a drink out of it. Thank you, Claudia. This is $8, number 78. If a plant doesn't go
I
in
have
it.
all the best ideas.
You do. You do. And my last piece is this little derpy green cat. Hand blown glass cat, clear to dark emerald green, funky little tail. And he was $12, number 91. That was all of my stuff. And like we said, if you see something in the replay, feel free to email us. We'll talk. Feel free to email us. Yeah, we do have to figure out what we're going to do. It'll be another company. We'll go through another company because we're having kind of fun finding out different stuff that we didn't know.
I love learning new things.
Yeah.
My next sale is Wednesday morning, and everything here on the shelf is going to be up for sale Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern on my channel, and it's a very, very fall vibe. The nights are just a bit cooler now, and the trees are just starting to turn here in our area, so I'm feeling the fall vibes.
Yeah, me too. Bye, everyone. I am everyone who's saying goodbye. I'm saying goodbye back now. I'm doing a What's Not Sale tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm not sure which day I'm doing which. I'm going to do a 70s show and I'm going to do an ephemera show.
70s show. That'll be fun.
I'm going to do a 70s
time are your sales?
So they are at 3 p.m. every Tuesday and Wednesday over on Whatnot. I did not link it in down below because I was super lazy this time. But I am Black Dog Vintage over there because Black Dog Vintage and Antiques didn't fit in the, so Black Dog Vintage. Same little logo, you'll see me. I'm glad everybody enjoyed. Please come back next week. We're going to be over on Claudia's channel.
Yep, be on my channel next week.
Yeah. And we'll see what we're doing next week.
Thank you,
everybody.
Love you guys.
Bye.